Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than Eagles.
Oh, yes. Super Bowl 57. Welcome
Yes, sir.
to the pregame show. Adam Beydoun, Anson Wells joining me right now. My goodness, I am so excited. Are you kidding me? It's the last time we're going to watch football, man. It's the last meaningful game of the year.
It really is, and it's looking to be a real good one. It's shaping up to be a highly contested shootout, I think.
Legacies are made in this game. They're defined. They're altered. Oh, my goodness. Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman, Brett Veach.
A lot of
and who
great
can forget the quarterback?
subplots and stories here.
That's Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. We got it all live for the next 2 hours from Fight Club. What are you waiting for? Get your asses down here.
Yeah, for
I got
sure.
my hookah on the way. I can't wait. This is going to be an excellent show. Spencer, Anson, myself, Raj, Stick, the whole Woodward Sports crew going to be making an appearance today. I can't wait. But you know what? Let's set the stage. Eagles, the favorites. The favorites somehow, some way against the vaunted dynasty. That is the Kansas City Chiefs. 5 straight AFC title appearances. Their 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years. They're looking really to hit the nail in the coffin here on how important the Kansas City Chiefs have been to the NFL over the last 5 years. And then they're going up against this young, innovative, inspiring football team that is young, hungry, but also very, very talented across the board. Probably the most talented football team in all of the NFL. And we get the privilege of watching them try to beat this dynasty. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's really set up for success on many levels. This is exactly what you're hoping for in a finals matchup. It kind of mirrors what we've seen over in the NBA for so long, where you had the team that was on top. They held pace over and over years and years, and then that young upstart team, the one that's really looking to be able to take things over in the NFC, and the Eagles facing off with the class of the AFC, like you said, for about 5 years now. And you also got the subplot of these 2 young quarterbacks, one that's been there, one who's done it, and then this kid who's really kind of just vaulted to the top of the NFL right now. Again, it's just so many different stories here that make this intrigue real high for this game.
Well, let's start with the story of how they got here. 2 completely different stories. The Chiefs and the vaunted AFC. The AFC with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. At the time, before we knew, but it was still Russell Wilson. It's Derek Carr, even though he's moving on now. It was so many quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they're
It was
stacked
the
over the
vaunted
AFC.
AFC, and that's what the Chiefs had to deal with.
Yep.
And then the Eagles. They dealt with what?
Well, I felt
Dak?
like,
Jared Goff?
The NFC pales in comparison when it comes to quarterback play, and I really felt like a lot of people wanted to write Mahomes off coming into this season. This is the year of Burrow, and this is the year of all these other young guys that were going to take over, and yet here you see experience play out. In my opinion, he is hands down the best quarterback in the NFL. If you're starting a dynasty team, this is the guy you got to draft. This is the guy who's going to score the most points out of anybody in the position over the next 3 years, in my opinion, this year included. But what you're setting the stage here with how Philly's being built and how they're young and this exciting Jalen Hurts, man, it's the perfect scenario.
So before they got to the Super Bowl, I was really on Joe Burrow.
Sure.
Joe Burrow, my guy, I love him. But you know what? Mahomes really answered the bell against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But
Burrow-field.
he's got one more to answer. Not that I doubt him. Not that I don't think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks maybe arguably we've ever seen. 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, 5 AFC title games. It speaks for itself. But let's not forget, outside of one quarter, Mahomes has had 7 bad quarters in the Super Bowl. Now, 4 of them probably not even his fault against Tampa Bay. He had no offensive line. Andy Reid didn't really do much to help him. Take it into context. But that kid has the world in front of him. Even win, lose, we're going to be talking about Patrick Mahomes, regardless of what happens.
Time.
So a lot to look forward to. We talk about how they got here. The Eagles blew out everybody in their way. The Giants, no problem. The Niners, no problem. Granted, they dealt with a lot of injuries, but hey, no problem. Here we are. The Chiefs, on the other hand, battle-tested.
Rocky road.
Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
And then they got to go through Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, difficult. They've been tested. They have the quarterback that's overcome adversity. And then you look at Jalen Hurts. Yeah, they're 16-1 with him as the quarterback this year. That's great. That is so impressive. What does that mean, though? Because I don't know about his shoulder. Are they going to be able to run the ball? Frank Clark, Chris Jones, a lot to say on this game. Devontae Smith, in and out, really not consistent. A.J. Brown, the number 1. Dallas Goedert being back is a huge thing for them. But, my goodness, these two teams are completely different in how they were built, how they've gotten here. And here they are, Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl 57, man. I can't believe.
Yeah, and the way that they are built is in very different ways. However, they've kind of ended up with very similar results. Outstanding offensive lines, very balanced playmaking on all skilled positions, top 5 quarterbacks, and now defenses that are both top 5 defenses in the league. Surprising for Kansas City to see that.
Starting 8 rookies,
yeah,
3 of which are in
amazing.
the secondary.
And then when you look at the experience on the Kansas City side, is that enough to take them over the top? You're to 18 Pro Bowlers in Philadelphia. This is a young team full of guys on every side of the ball that can really perform. But you're looking at, of their 8 players that were in the Super Bowl in 2017, really about 3-4 of them are relevant to this team this year. Whereas you look at Kansas City, and Kansas City's going back, they've got, again, multiple Super Bowl appearances. You're looking at 12 guys, 18 guys that were in the last Super Bowl. Is that experience, because you see it in the NBA and other leagues, where that experience is what puts you over the top on the team that's there for the first time? Because really most of this team in Philly is there for the first time. Is this experience that Kansas City has had sitting atop the AFC and coming back into the Super Bowl over and over enough to put them over this talent?
I want to say yes, but no. Because something has to be said for your coach's ability to get your team ready, right? Andy Reid, I know he's been there, but I've seen him lose the big game. I don't know about Nick Sirianni. And you can look at that in a good or bad way, honestly. It really depends, Anson. So experience, yes, it does matter, but you got to go out and execute. You got to limit the mistakes. You got to make some big-time plays. And at the end of the day, you could have gone to 7 Super Bowls for all I care. It all is irrelevant. Stepping on the field, mano a mano. You get 11 guys on the field for both teams. That's what it's going to come down to. Who's more prepared? Who limits the mistakes? Who forces mistakes from the other teams? Anson, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And you know what? We talked about how they got here. Talk a lot about these two teams. But, man, Nick Sirianni, infinite success so far, and he was hired at the same time as Dan Campbell. He was part of that coaching class. Shows up to Philly, 9-8. Okay, nobody really thought Philly this upcoming season ready to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Watch this. Philly, the most talent, and they didn't stop there. They went out and got Sue. They went out and made trades. They acquired talent. That's what Howie Roseman is so good at. And now they're here. A.J. Brown, Gardner Johnson. It doesn't stop Hassan Reddick. They don't stop bringing in the unbelievable players they have. I'm shocked. We're looking at the 2 classes of their respective conferences.
Sure.
I think that's fair to say. And where I want to go with this now is we talk about pressure, man. Nick Sirianni, this is a big game, man.
It is.
He hasn't been battle-tested by a true number 1 alpha coach, maybe outside of Kyle Shanahan, but he had no quarterback. So what do you do there? Andy Reid's got 2 weeks. Nick Sirianni, I'm excited to see what he comes up with today.
It is exciting because it's really going to tell us who this guy is long-term and whether this Philadelphia franchise is on the long-term road to success. That it kind of looks like they could be this Kansas City team of the NFC for the next 5 or so years. I have some reservations, though, about I guess if this was a 3-game series, then I think the experience would play out. But when you're young and dumb, it can be just enough to get you by in 60 minutes of football on a neutral site on a Sunday night. Super Bowl Sunday really watches these kind of young guys lately, especially, come to light and perform above what typically you would expect for a young team and young players in the NFL. This was typically a game that was dominated by veterans and players that have been in the league for many years. And you have an opportunity with Pat Mahomes right now with a second championship to kind of put himself within the realm where he could compete over the next career with what Tom Brady did, a guy who beat him twice in the Super Bowl. At the same point, if he loses this game, this could tailspin the Kansas City franchise and really, more than just figuratively, hand the torch over to a young Jalen Hurts.
I don't know how I feel about that. Success to me, you got to live in the moment. You got to enjoy it. And, in this town, at least for this football team with the Detroit Lions, obviously we know the story. But, do you look at the last 3 years for the Buffalo Bills and say that's a complete failure? Well, do you look at the Bengals over the last 2 years? Failure? Not that you're saying it, but yes, we all want the pinnacle.
And that would be the pinnacle for us, to have just that kind of presence in and around the Super Bowl. But the fact is if they lose this one again, that's 2 losses in a row for the Super Bowl for Kansas City. At that point, I wonder what Kansas City media is asking. I wonder what they're talking in the locker room and what ownership is saying, because they might really shake things up if they were to lose this game.
I'll tell you what they're saying. They're saying we got the quarterback for the next decade.
Sure.
We got a great secondary player up and coming with Trent McDuffie. We know how to draft. We know how to go out in free agency and find unproven talent. We can take a Tyreek Hill late in the rounds, second, third round, and we can find these players.
Yep.
So we'll be back.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. Kansas City, an organization that's proven there. They got 5 AFC title appearances in a row.
I don't see them going anywhere, even with a
Even
loss.
if they lose, is Patrick Mahomes the next Aaron Rodgers, only going to win 1 Super Bowl?
Yeah.
He's been a 3. Rodgers been a 1.
So,
miss me with that idea. Look,
no doubt.
you play to win the game,
I'll
of
take
course, but we got a lot. We got a lot coming up. Let's take a break. When we get back, we talk about Mahomes. We talk about Jalen Hurts. Legacies will be defined. Do you pay Jalen Hurts? Do you pay Jalen Hurts, win or lose? We'll get to that coming up next. But before we do, here's a message from our great advertisers. We're live here for the pregame show from Fight Club, man. This place is insane, by the way.
It is.
Insane. Way bigger than I thought. But we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
All right. We're back live from the Fight Club for the Super Bowl pregame show. Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit. I hope one day we get to be doing this with the Lions in, but that's not the case today. So, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, they're quarterbacking these two teams.
Yep.
Mahomes already paid. Chiefs identified it early. Hey, here's 10 years, $450 million. Be our quarterback. Cool. Nobody doubts it. Nope. Jalen Hurts, an unbelievable winning percentage in the NFL.
Yep.
has struggled a little bit with injuries, but it hasn't held him out for the long term. What do you do with Jalen Hurts? Let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Win or lose.
Pay him.
I have a hard time looking at this guy, the character on and off the field, the leader he can be, the adversity he faced in college. A lot of traits that matter to me. Maybe not to most people, but they matter to me, Anson. How do you not pay him?
Well, you hit it. You know, it's not just what you do on the field. It's what you do with the intangibles in the locker room, in your community, your leadership just in the huddle and in general. What the shadow, the protective shadow you cast over your team and your organization. And he does all of these. And that's that it factor that every single franchise in the NFL is looking for come draft day and even come free agency. When you can get your hands on a guy like this because he's leaving, you do everything you can to orchestrate that move. And you know that 85% of the NFL would be after this guy if they did something so stupid as to not pay him.
Well, there's a caveat to that.
Tell me.
So I'm a big quarterback guy. I'm a big my quarterback sets the tone for my franchise.
Now, you played a little quarterback, I heard, right?
Yeah, in high school. I mean, come on. It wasn't that all that. But anyways, beyond the point. Right? When you invest all that money, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott.
Yep.
You know, some would even say Jared Goff at the moment. Do you want to pay them $40, $45, $50 million? You know, I'm against the idea of paying Lamar.
Well, that's the next topic is what does Lamar get? What do these guys get?
Well, that's the problem now, because if I look at Jalen Hurts, I have a lot of talent. Do I think he can pick up my team when I have less of it after I pay him? That's not a problem. I don't mind paying him. But can he elevate? I don't know. I don't have the answer. Would I bank on him being able to? I'd like to think so. But, Anson, I don't know. Yep. So when we talk about paying a type of quarterback like him who gets an absurd 11 carries a game, I do pause a little bit.
Yep.
Character, discipline, on and off the field, I don't have any doubts about Jalen Hurts. And I was wrong about him, by the way. Yep. I totally missed on him. Totally wrong. Having said that, not because I was wrong, they shouldn't pay him. But 11 carries a game. Can I get 7, 6? Only if needed, and then at the goal line, fine. 11 carries, to me, 170 carries a season is too much. That doesn't even include the postseason. I don't like the number. To me, you're asking for your quarterback to get hurt. I don't care how big he is. Is he Cam Newton? Well, what happened to Cam Newton at the end? Yep. I don't want to see that fall off for Jalen Hurts. I do think he can throw the ball well. Can he get better? Absolutely. But that is the one pause and reservation I have, Anson, excuse me.
What?
So used to doing a show with Jeff, I apologize. The reservation I have is health, man. Well, I'm putting him in harm's way.
Look at the top mobile quarterbacks in the league this year. They were all hurt. Every single one of them. Including Hurts. Including Pat Mahomes was lost for a game or so. But
not mobile to me.
And they've turned his mobility way down. They've schemed less to run him. But at the same point, Jalen Hurts, part of the reason you pay him is because of his mobility. And I'd go out on a limb and say that he's a better running quarterback at this stage in his early career than Pat Mahomes was a few years ago.
No doubt. It's not even close.
And so you've got that trade-off where you know when you're paying that kind of money to a guy like Jalen Hurts, you're paying for that rushing production, those 79 yards a game, that 0.7 touchdowns per game on the run. But you said it, you dialed it right up when it comes down to the injuries that befall these quarterbacks that take this kind of workload. Listen, the NFL is committed to this running athletic quarterback. They're not getting away from that.
But they're wrong.
Well, and maybe they will, but I don't see that adjustment coming.
When has it worked? Show me the 4 quarterbacks over the last 4 years.
Only Mahomes. It's really only Mahomes.
Is a pocket quarterback first. Well, can he make throws off platform that we've never seen before? Yes.
He's an MLB ball player's son.
Yeah, but he's not carrying the ball 11 times a game. He's not running like Lamar Jackson.
Not anymore. No.
Well, he never was. Was he running 4 or 5 times a game?
He was running quite a bit his first couple of seasons.
He could.
Because out of necessity. He couldn't read the defenses quite. Yes, exactly.
He could, but it's not his priority.
Yep.
I don't want to get to a point with Jalen Hurts where I feel like he's a running quarterback first. You know, it's why this Malik Willis bullshit. Now Anthony Richardson I got to deal with all offseason. You know, we're trying to force the mobile quarterback on the NFL when in reality Jimmy G and Brock Purdy are enough. Jared Goff seems to be enough. Joe Burrow seems to be enough. I just need a guy that can stand in the pocket, let me protect him throw the ball. That's how you win football games, man. I'm against the idea of the running first quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, you want to pitch me on Jalen Hurts throwing for 4,000 yards and running for 400 yards? I can get with that.
Can you?
But can you get me away from 11 carries a game? I'll be more comfortable.
How effective is this team when defenses don't have to scheme for that running game from the quarterback position? Because the Lions have a much different outcome against this team if Jalen Hurts runs 4 times.
I understand, but I have an investment to make. And I'm not trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. I know where you're going with this. But can I protect him a little more? I still want the mobility, don't get me wrong. But can I get it 6, 7 times a game and not 11?
Yep.
And can I keep him under 120 carries for the whole season? That would be ideal. I don't want to be putting my quarterback out there, Anson, and he could go down at any point because you know this. Quarterback goes down, season over.
Yeah. If you're going to invest that kind of money in a quarterback right now, and we've seen, I think it's the 12.5 or 12.2 number that Easy loves to drop all the time.
It's a lie, but we'll continue.
There's very few franchises that have been successful with paying a guy that kind of money and then being able to situate the rest of their roster under the salary cap with what's left over. But there's even less, it seems like, quarterbacks that have been truly successful on the grandest of stages, and that is the Super Bowl.
Vincent in the chat brings up a very good point. Athletes playing quarterback is completely different than a quarterback being an athlete. Point. Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback who's athletic.
Absolutely.
Burrow is a quarterback who is athletic. Cam Newton, an athlete playing quarterback. Lamar Jackson, an athlete playing quarterback.
Sure.
Jalen Hurts, I like his ability to throw the football. I think he's very underrated. Can he get better? Sure, everybody can. But I'm not there yet with Hurts where I think he's running first always. But the Eagles, unfortunately, like Josh Allen, it's a goddamn weapon, dude. What do you do?
Yeah.
But you gotta establish the run outside of Josh Allen, outside of Jalen Hurts. And that's where I think the Bills and Eagles need to look themselves in the mirror eventually and say, hey, great quarterback. There'll be the game where he goes 7, 8, 9 carries and goes for 100 yards and busts it open, but can that not be the priority, the identity of our team? I think that's where I'm getting at, Anson.
Well, let's talk about presence. Tom Brady just retired. Drew Brees is gone. In terms of quarterbacks with presence that you could compare
How so, presence?
The way that they conduct themselves, the way that they control their team, the way that they're able to withstand runs and get into the end zone when they need to, just that overall presence that is so needed in a long-term successful quarterback. You don't see, let's take a look at Pat Mahomes. He's there. You know, he interviews well. He's never a controversy. His leadership on the field is unquestioned. You see him in the locker room. He just has that presence that's very, very rare. Jalen Hurts seems to really have that. This is a guy that you could put, I think, in the head of your franchise under center for a decade and maybe only win one championship, but be really, really okay.
God, give me fucking one.
Yeah, no doubt, brother.
I mean, come on. You know what? Before Tom Brady, I love that you said this. It's such, we have been trained to undervalue success. I swear to God, it blows my mind. Tom Brady, before Tom Brady existed, it was Joe Montana on a pedestal.
Yep.
And it was Manning with 2, Eli Manning with 2, Peyton with 2. And then it was Marino without any. Yep. And it was Elway with 2. And then it was Breeze with 1. And it was all these quarterbacks with only 1 Super Bowl.
Yep.
But they were Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, I can keep going.
Yeah.
But then there's Tom Brady with fucking 7. And you're like, oh, well, what do I do?
Right.
I can't compete with that.
No doubt.
It's like the Jordan thing. I'm LeBron James. I'm not getting 6. And I'm not going 6-0. But I can get to 10. And I can rack up all the numbers, and then you'll talk about me as one of the best ever. I can't go 6-0. Nobody else can. It's unbelievable. Nobody will ever do it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm not going to play that game.
Nope.
Mahomes doesn't need to win 7 Super Bowls to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
3, 4,
and he's definitely in the conversation.
Sure.
So, God, crazy to me.
And to me, you've got to do that for Jalen Hurts. He fits that mold where if you give him the reins and the confidence where he doesn't have to be looking over his back franchise-wise, he has the ability and the presence, I believe.
I think leadership goes a long way. I agree 100%.
It's one of the rare guys I'd pay that much money to.
I'm with you. I'll learn more tonight. I hate to be that guy.
Yeah,
I hate to be that guy.
That's the caveat.
But tonight, I'll be able to show up Monday and do my show, and I will know whether or not I want to pay Jalen Hurts. And win or lose, I'll know.
There's been a couple bad losses on his resume this year. When they've lost, it's really kind of fallen apart for them.
I could say the same about Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not going to because he's exceptional, and he is the anomaly.
Because we've seen it because he's been there for so long. It's happened to him, certainly.
Yeah.
But when you're constantly on that stage, any failures are they're exacerbated a little bit. At this point, Hurts has a clean slate. He can come out of today looking like a champ, or he can come out of today looking like a chump.
There's a thing I like to believe in, losing with grace.
Yeah.
He goes out there and has an exceptional game.
Sure.
He's not turning the ball over. They come up short because of Mahomes and Reed's brilliance. I think we're backing up the Brinks truck on Monday morning.
Sure.
And I don't think anybody's doubting it.
And, brother, I think that's what we're going to see.
And you know what? How many minutes we got? We got 3 minutes before we have to go to break, if I may.
Plenty of time.
And we can go out of the break with it. But please, show me the Hall of Fame quarterback. Just name them for me. Start naming them.
Just in general?
Any one you want. Give me a name.
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino. Don Shula.
Don Shula. Very nice.
Keep them going.
Well, Brett
Steve
Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Mike Holmgren.
There you go. Steve Young.
Bill
Manning.
Walsh. Tony Dungy.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid.
Okay.
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick.
John
Show
Elway.
me Mike Shanahan.
There you go.
Show me the great quarterback.
Scott
I will
Mitchell.
show you the great coach.
Scott
Go
Mitchell.
fuck yourself. Show me the quarterback, and I will show you the head coach. Nick Sirianni's got a lot to prove today. And you know what? Any quarterback, any franchise will take the quarterback over the coach. I can go find a coach to make Mahomes, Herbert, and all these guys work.
Okay.
Is
so you put
Sirianni?
Yeah.
Is
okay,
he
you're
that?
asking the question.
It's a question. Is he that guy? We'll get to that in a few minutes.
we're
But
gonna
before we do, here's a message from our great friends and our everybody here at the Fight Club. God, I completely lost what the hell I was saying, by the way. We'll be right back. 2 minutes, more Super Bowl talk. We'll be right back, guys.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
All right, back for the Super Bowl party, baby. Pregame show live from the Fight Club, and I'm joined by the marvelous Darren McCarty. Nice shades, man.
It's been 20-plus years since I've stepped foot in here.
Shit.
Supporting the team, showing it on this big game happening today, so everybody's excited. I figured I'd before you guys get too out of control, we'll get it going to talk about it. But
Darren, I got you here. I gotta be a child for a minute. You played in Game 7s. You played in elimination games. You played in the Stanley Cup Finals. Walk me through. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, been there, done that. But for the Eagles, their first time there, maybe compare it to the first time the Wings were in a championship game.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different when you're playing like a football game where it's a one and done. All the marbles with us with the series, but maybe you could look at it going into an elimination game and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like anything in life, right? You need to be put into uncomfortable situations to learn how to be comfortable. So if you would hedge that Casey's been here before, that they would have the edge and experience. But you know, a lot of these Philadelphia Eagles guys have been there, the Jason Kelce's and the guys that matter. So this should be a couple number one teams. This should be a great Super Bowl. Hopefully just what we expect we get. And here's the thing, right? Think about all the times that it's been played at this stadium in Arizona. Yep. What happened? The Malcolm Butler goal line, right? And the Tyree catch.
Yep.
Tyree catch, you know what I'm saying, in this place. So this sets up for an exciting game.
Well, look, you know what? You talked about a little different, but you can maybe equate it to an elimination game. I'm going to go to coaching. You were coached by arguably the greatest coach in NHL history. You've seen good coaches, you've seen bad coaches. And you've seen coaches that they get so close, Darren, but they never show up. Or they're just, for some reason, they're never able to finally hit it home. Andy Reid spent 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 years before he won his Super Bowl. 19, actually, to be exact. He got to 8 title games before he could finally get to a Super Bowl and win it. I look at it's hard.
It's hard to
and I look at Nick Sirianni. It's his first one. It's early for him, only his second year. I don't know if he has an advantage or what makes him so good. I know the team is talented, but you know what? I know Andy Reid, and I know he's got 2 weeks to prepare for this team.
Yeah, but like you said, a lot of times, too, you go into what you don't know. I think when we've listened to Patrick Mahomes talk about, winning in your second year, and I equate it back to being in the Red Wings when we lost. If we didn't lose to Jersey in 95 and get swept and embarrassed, then I wouldn't be sitting here with 4 cups. So he had to, like where he said, yeah, it was great to win, but they had to lose in the conference championship. They had to lose in the Super Bowl to get that taste in their mouth of what they're missing out on. So it'll be different. And I don't think the question I think you should ask is under pressure, will Sirianni crack? And I don't think so, because this Philadelphia really resembles the team. The aspect of what we're seeing there is what I think what we hope we're developing here with our Detroit Lions, where it's emblematic of the city, right? Because when you look at this Philadelphia team, that reminds you of Philadelphia.
Does that matter, Darren? Because you look around just sports in general,
it matters to me.
It almost looks like it does, though, because I look at Golden State.
What do we hear all the time? Your team, no matter what sport we play,
you embody
your coach.
Yes.
Right? You embody your coach, but you should embody your city. And when you embody your city also, with that way, and the coaches know how to do that. So that's the one thing. I guess the question, if you ask me, if somebody would make a mistake, you'd think the inexperience of Sirianni would, but again,
that mentality, they got something.
But again, then I ask you this, but Andy Reid knows, like, he's been there before, so if the avalanche is coming, he's felt it in different ways.
Well, they've been there, done that.
But you also know in losing.
Yes.
Right? No, so when things go bad,
it's not the end.
Does it revert back, where Sirianni doesn't, so who knows?
Who knows? Well, look, you know what? I look at, back in the day, there was the Los Angeles Lakers dynasty, right? They embodied Showtime. It was the Los Angeles. It was sexy. The Bad Boy Pistons embodied the city. Look at Golden State recently. They're tax smart.
Was the Lakers where draft of cocaine originated?
I mean,
is that where you came back then?
Well, they got that Cocaine Bear movie.
That's when you were born, back in those days.
Well, look, I think it matters. And Kansas City, I don't know what the city is, but it seems to me they're humble, they're smart, and they find great barbecue, and they find some great hamburgers for Andy Reid.
Well, whatever he needs, man. He's a genius. They figured out. They got that Midwest work ethic, and they go to work, and they're going to come out. And that's the one thing, is what are the plays that, like, it's brain trust against brain trust and adjustments and this. So, and then the question is the quarterbacks, right? So we know that they're both injured or have injuries. I'm looking forward. Can Philadelphia make Patrick Mahomes roll out left. We saw him; he can go right, but when he went left, that's when he had some trouble. Will they focus it on that? Well, also KC, Jalen Hurts is tough to bring down, and you need, with a shoulder injury in any sport, you need a hit on him. You need something to get contact. He's tough, so we'll see. I mean, I can't say it enough. I'm like everybody else. I just hope that what we expect, this like big time prize fight of the century, is what we get.
Well, you know what? We're 2 hours and 5 minutes away from kickoff, and Darren, I'm excited, man. This is the conclusion. It's a culmination of everything that these teams have put in from day one and the offseason till now. You know, what we've all done here, I mean, all the work that went in through the whole season to finally get to this point, it's done. It's all done. Preparation's been there. They know what they need to do. I can't wait to watch to what you said. It's like the heavyweight prize title fight, man.
It is. It's the heavyweight fight. You know, back in the day, a little bit of the Hearns Hagler, you know, even if you take it back, you know, when Muhammad Ali, Holyfield, stuff like that, all the big fights. So it's got storylines and drama. And how about the fact? Could you imagine being Donna Kelsey right now? I mean, no, but I mean, like we all think that, that's like, if you're the old man, he's just thinking, we're having a party tonight, right? Where the mom's going, I got to console my losing son.
I know.
Oh, it's not going to be bad. Dad's just going, I'll be, whenever one of you guys win, I'll be over there.
Oh,
I'll be
man.
on your sideline.
What do you even do in that situation? Yeah, you're watching both your kids go at it.
Well, I think in this case with this family, is that pretty much like it's nana boo boo. There's no whining and crying. You know, like I'll eventually, if Philly wins, then Travis will eventually go and celebrate with like turn it back into family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have this dichotomy, and it's been great. I think that's behind the scenes, and with all this play up to the Super Bowl, just to see how authentic these guys really are. And now they've done something, and I guess their mom, you would think how proud she should be, but she's under a lot of anxiety.
I bet. Well, look, you know what? You brought up the quarterbacks. We brought up the coaches. We haven't brought up the GMs. These teams. Right. We have our Brad Holmes. I like to think almost everybody is so confident in what he's been able to do
Foster,
so far.
our very own Detroit sports media legend, says that Brad Holmes is the greatest GM in Lions history.
And you know what? The way we look at him, the way you look at Steve, guys you believe in to take you there, to get you to the end of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Brett Veach, Howie Roseman, they've been the two best GMs over the last 3-4 seasons. Howie Roseman, by the way, 5 years ago, won the Super Bowl. 5 years later, back in it, different coach, different quarterback, completely different roster, completely different situation.
And swing and miss on a lot of things, but the thing they did not miss on was A.J. Brown at draft day and making those deals and throwing that money around. So, yes, definitely an organization, but they've had their misses also. They've had to go through some controversy. But here's the one thing that you know, and it sort of ties in with the GM, the coach, and the quarterbacks we talked about, is that organization believes in Jalen Hurts, and they had for a long time. And I love the story is when Sirianni got hired, he had like 400 plays. He showed Hurts and told him why he is as good as he is. And I just think that they have, because what you need in anything in life, especially in sports, is that when your GM and your coach and your star player are on the same page, that's the thing for success. So I think that's what Philly has going, and also Kansas City.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's the battle of the GMs, the battle of the super teams in the AFC, NFC. Speaking of the NFC, we talked about Terry. Says Brad Holmes, the greatest GM in Detroit Lions history. I actually kind of agree with it, to be honest with you. Not saying much. But we look at the NFC, Darren. It's there for the taking. We want to pivot away. Whether they win or lose, we're going to be talking about the Lions next year. And, I don't really get to have this conversation often with you, so damn it, I'm going to do it now.
No, the Kool-Aid's flowing, bro. The hookah is lit.
How can you not?
Well, you just look at the way it's set up, and you look at the contracts, and you look at the money, and you look, it's coming off the books, and then you look around, and here's the thing: why next year is that window, right? That window that we all have heard about our entire lives that goes on in other places, is that you can turn around in like 3 years because Chicago's not ready. They're like a year out because of where their money is.
Yep.
Right? So, but we're in a good situation, and Grateful on Woodward Sports to work with the capologist himself, the heel Neil Rule, who educates me every day on draft capital and stuff like that. And he tries to educate Easy that 1 year and the whole contract. And anyways, we're going to have a happy day today. So the fact that I think that everything's there.
Everything it's there. It's getting there too.
And
you
can
can see
building.
where it's going.
What I mean by is there is that you have the ingredients. Now it's about putting the whatever the pie together.
You have your core pieces
because
now. You
believe in your coach, right? Here's the whole thing. We're going into now, right? Going into this season compared to last year, there's still questions.
You're more confident in him, yes.
More confident, and because he improved in his coaching decisions, which is still he's always going to be sort of the Achilles heel. Right, in-game coaching decisions, but gosh darn it, I'm telling you, I would go through a wall.
Darren, I wanted to take a gun to his head when they were 1-6. I won't lie to you, but you know what?
Right. And what did he do? He stood with that barrel right to his forehead,
and he said, "Damn it, I'm going to figure it out."
And you know what? He stood there with the barrel to his forehead, and God bless her. You know who came in? Sheila came in and said, "No, Dan, I'm going to take it." Something that my family's never done for anybody. This organization, I'm going to put that gun there because I believe in you, and gave the vote of confidence. So you know what? I hope and I think that, you know what, as much as we want to criticize about whatever because we care so much, is that throw Sheila her flowers, and as much as they booed her in the Calvin night, at the beginning of the even exhibition, at the beginning of the year, get her out there because I think that the fans are really appreciative because they see that it starts at the top.
It starts at the top, and you know what? I hope we learn this lesson. You look at respected organizations. They're typically winners. I look at the teams that are on that screen right now in the Super Bowl. Brett Veach, that family, Howie Roseman, the owner, Philly and Kansas City right now. That is the definition of excellence, man.
Look at for Jeffrey Lurie, who's the owner of the Eagles, right? And they're talking about Jalen Hurts, and he just comes out and goes, "That's our guy. He's everything we want him as a human being and as a quarterback. So, we'll figure the money out."
Yep.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no.
It's not a controversy.
They know themselves. There's no outside
influence.
Nobody hearing that this guy wants to go here and this guy wants to go here. They're going to figure it out, but they believe in their teams. And Kansas City and Philadelphia are there for a reason.
All right, well, look, Darren, we'll take a break. When we get back, more Super Bowl talk live from Fight Club. Darren, appreciate you, baby.
Appreciate you.
Well done. We'll be right back in just a minute. Here's a message from our good friends and advertisers.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life.
Super Bowl commercial.
Okay. There it is. Centron. Here we go.
On my Super Bowl commercial.
Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, we're back here on the pregame show live. Super Bowl 57. Adham, Beydoun, Darren McCarty. Woodward Sports, woodwardsports.com. Live from the Flight Club, excuse me. My goodness, there's a goddamn car in the ceiling. What is this place? I swear to you, I drove in here, Darren. I had no idea what to expect. I walk in. I'm like, what? This is this place? There's like deception going on from the outside to what it is on the inside. Totally threw me off.
I can't say the same thing. I pulled up and went, whoa, flashbacks to the good old days. Cup crazy.
Oh, man, well, I'll tell you what.
Yes, there is an automobile in the ceiling, by the way.
Well, I'll tell you what. One
down.
team will be very, very happy at the end of tonight. One will be very sad. Both probably still going to the club and having a good time. But you know what? Eagles, Chiefs, I want to talk to you about Patrick Mahomes. He's a winner. All he knows is success. 5 years in the league as a quarterback. 5 AFC title appearances. Now his 3rd Super Bowl. I'm not into getting much of legacy talk. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think it's just opinions at the end of the day. But we're going to learn a lot about this kid. MVP, just announced a few days ago. He's the leader of this team. He did what many thought he couldn't do after losing Tyreek Hill. Really, I want to talk about how special he is, what you expect from him going into this game, and does it matter what happens tonight?
If you in the 32,000-foot view, it should not matter because we're talking about a guy in his 5th year of what, a 15, 20-year career if he wants, or even a 12, whatever it is. But if you ask me the question, because you brought up legacy, who does this game need to win the most? It's Patrick Mahomes for his legacy. You know who else needs Kansas City to win and Patrick Mahomes? Sam Flannel on Big D Energy. He needs it for his guy, too, because all the pundits. Because, seriously, if you look at it, that's just like, you know where the argument comes in, right? It's the same people that say, all the Buffalo Bills teams suck that went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Please, God, give me that.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's saying, because you know how great he is. But, again, is he caught under the Andy Reid, and not saying his coach, but is there something there because Andy Reid took so long to get it, get over the hump? Is there something that they can't finish it off? And that, we use a term on Big D Energy called factual. The factual is that the question is because he can get there, but can he get him over the line? So I think Patrick Mahomes needs this more. I think that, like you said, as far as Andy Reid needs it, probably second most, right? As far as if you're looking at Andy Reid's legacy, he is, all time.
He's cemented already.
I understand, but it's still, do you want to put him up to like Jimmy Johnson status, or, are you putting him into the next? He needs another Super Bowl.
I think he needs another Super Bowl just to be part of that crew by default. But Darren, 10 title games, 4 Super Bowls.
I agree. Like I said, arguing
how do I
Kansas
discredit
City is like
him?
arguing the Bills.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yes.
With the talent, right? It's the same. Sports is cyclical, and it's the same sort of argument when you're arguing how great is it. Ice cream is great. Certain flavors are greater, right? Which one is it? Do you like? But because you like vanilla more and I like chocolate more, does that mean that I'm right? No,
not necessarily.
Right? Like when it comes to greatness, because when you put them at the end, they're greater than teams. These teams that we're talking about were greater than teams that have won Super Bowls or won multiple Super Bowls because of the consistency of what they showed. So,
well, look, you know what? You brought up something before, not even this year, before last season started. It was your clock.
Oh, yeah.
I got to bring up your clock.
Keep that clock. The clock is done. I appreciate everybody keeping that out of their mouth.
34 games. That's what you wanted to see.
Yep.
Ups and downs, peaks and valleys.
That's why you needed the whole pie
34.
to bake.
Yep.
Couldn't take it out of the oven early.
And I gotta say,
we wanted to. You wanted to. I seen you there, dude. I almost had to put secure. I almost had to have guardian alarm. Guardian alarm had to almost stand in front of that oven 24/7. They said they would. I called the technicians. They said, absolutely, we will do that because that's what guardian alarm, your local security experts, they will do for you. But anyways, no, we had to let it percolate because that's the one thing. And the best thing about Dan Campbell that I see is not only he has his team playing for him, but he learns from mistakes and he makes tough decisions. And the decisions tough that he's and he's made them on his own validity. When you fire a coach, that's saying that you messed up, right? Or you and Brad Holmes, and a lot of times, even though they say, well, they didn't bring them in together, it didn't. But to me, they're becoming
together.
Conjoined at the hip.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. What, I have eyes in the back of my fucking head? What are we doing here?
Not yet, anyways. Those ones don't turn on till later.
God. I lost my train of thought, to be honest with you. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be talking about right now.
No,
Brad Holmes conjoined at the hip, something like that with
no, we were saying how Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, Dan Campbell's not a Brad Holmes guy because he didn't bring him in, but they are becoming conjoined.
You know what leadership takes. I think being a leader, Darren, is making a hard decision and everybody in the room questioning you, but 3 months later saying, you know what, he was right.
Yeah,
I think that's what leadership is.
And having everybody around you could question you, but that doesn't deviate from the mil spec or what's in, and then because exactly, you know what it goes down back to, Adam? Is you can go right back to Hard Knocks. Right? What did we see in trade? Trust me, guys. Trust me, guys. Trust me, guys. Yep. This will pay off later. This will pay off later. Now, we thought they were talking about not hitting and being physical and it'd be injury-wise. No, it's staying the course and playing that tough, those Detroit-style football that we come accustomed to, and then coming together as a team. And the North, because look at what Aaron Rodgers is in some cave,
ayahuasca, locked in a cabin, and I wish I was there with him.
I don't know if he's doing ayahuasca in the cabin. I think he's just doing the dark treatment. I think he's doing like.
I think I want to do it though. Not sound enticing? What? 4 days locked in a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
I'm all about the ayahuasca.
Oh,
and I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, but there's they were trying to. I see like picture. I don't know, but like it's nothing like silent. I don't know.
Well, look, I'll tell you what. We got a lot planned for today's show. I'm excited. Almost 5 o'clock, an hour and 9 minutes. Excuse me, an hour and 39 minutes before kickoff. We're getting so close. They're doing the Damar Hamlin skit, which I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to let it go right now. But help me. We're trying to promote what? What are we doing here?
Well, I don't know.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here, guys?
Well, wait, are you talking about because there's an interview with Damar Hamlin?
I mean, are we trying to promote what happened? I'm not following.
I don't know. I haven't seen the interview, but I think that if he wants to tell, and
I guess unity and preaching the idea of.
We all, think about all the things, and especially as divided we are in this country about everything, especially, when it comes to sports, that this moment brought us together and brought it into life. So anything that comes out. So I think this is bigger than anything sports to whatever he has to say, right? Because we all, got behind it because it was the reality. And how many snaps and plays and this goes on, and you hear about
humbling.
Well, it is very humbling, and I think that this is a great way for this young man. He's obviously a leader, and he's obviously somebody who's wants to use that his experience, and it'd be great to hear what he has to say about what did he go through from his perspective. Does he remember? Fair. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just so captivating. I think I to your point, right, where I think an hour and 36 minutes, if this was 36 minutes before the game, right, where you're trying to, you're not saying it insensitively, not through the interview. You're saying it, guys, aren't we supposed to get ready for this game? We're going to go win in two teams. What are you doing now? I think, Adam, it's an hour and a half away.
I don't mind it. Well, Darren, thank you so much, buddy.
Absolutely, buddy.
Appreciate you hopping on.
Love what you do.
Thank you.
Keep that angry energy on the morning show and that juicy Jeff in line. And
poor kid lost his hair.
What's the over-under every week, do you think, at the beginning of the week? How many times you tell Fish to shut the up?
I mean, for the whole week?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 3, 4, maybe 5 times a show. If I'm in a good mood, maybe 2, 3 times. If I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and Fish is the motherfucker he is, he's getting shut the fuck up maybe 6, 7, 8 times a show.
Okay.
Darren, I don't want to be mean, but he's a little
Adam,
fuck.
Who are you talking to here? I get it.
I
get it, but sometimes accountability is accountability, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Someone's got to tell him shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, it's
not going to be Jeff.
That's what you do, bud. That's why you are you, and that's why I catch you every morning 8 to 10.
Appreciate you, baby.
Catch us right after that. Big D Energy. We'll have big rocket shows tomorrow, bud. So
I love
thanks
it.
for everything
I love
you do
it.
at
Thanks
the
for
network.
hopping on, buddy.
Pleasure to be upon you. Bet.
Appreciate you, Darren. All right, we'll be back. Anson, Raj, Stick coming up soon. We'll get to all that and more Super Bowl talk live from Flight Club, Super Bowl 57. We'll see you guys in just a minute.
And a miraculous catch.
Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big Super Party. Wait, we can't say Super. We really can't say come join us at our Super Party on Sunday, February 12th. From the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports Super Party, well, our Super Party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
All right, we are back live from Flight Club. Are you kidding me?
Man.
Look at this place.
It's awesome.
Amazing. Super Bowl 57, Anson Wells, Adham Beydoun, live. Darren McCarty was just with us. Darren, I always find it difficult to talk to Darren, to be honest with you. I struggle talking to Darren McCarty.
Well, he speaks in Darrenese.
The fuck if I know what he says half the time, but here we are. I swear to God.
He's got great takes as long as you can decipher them.
And here we are. And that's why I do a show with Jeff. I have no idea.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
It is. It is.
We haven't done a show together in a very long time.
We haven't done a show, I want to say, since pregame 2021.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's been a minute.
It really has.
Well, look, let's get this started off on the right foot. Andy Reid, history.
Yeah.
With the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's a good coach.
He's an excellent coach.
He really
One
is.
of the greatest ever. So important for the game of football. He's innovated it in his own right. He never won a Super Bowl for Philly.
Nope.
Could he win the one today by losing?
They sent him packing. Do you think they regret sending him packing?
No.
With Sirianni, he's obviously one of the top young coaches. He's coming out of that great coach class that we got a chance to infiltrate the NFL last year. We don't know who he is yet. The body of work for Mr. Reid is pretty astounding. Are you mad if you're a Philly fan that you let him go?
No. You know why?
Because they've won as many championships without him as he has in KC?
No. Because, yes, they did win the Super Bowl. Yes, they did beat the Patriots and all that crap. But you know what? Sometimes it doesn't work. You know, I don't have a coach off the top of my head in football. But you know what? Sometimes you need to go from Rick Carlisle to Larry Brown.
Yep.
And sometimes you need to go from Rick Carlisle to fucking Dwayne Casey just to get back to Larry Brown.
Yep.
So I don't think the NFL is linear where, if we would have kept Reid, we would have done it eventually. I don't think so. I don't know. And
some Rick Carlisle still win championships later on.
So at the end of the day, they let him go. They both have won a Super Bowl since. I think they're both very happy where they are currently. It's all come full circle. They're in the Super Bowl now, but look, you know what? That to me it's a tough question to answer.
It's the Nick and Andy show tonight.
Because he wasn't Andy Reid until he won the Super Bowl. Andy Reid was just the guy that could get you to the NFC or AFC title game.
He was the guy that couldn't win it.
And he couldn't win it all. And when he finally did, we took the biggest monkey off of his back, and now he's a legend. But if I would have asked you, would the Philadelphia Eagles want Andy Reid the year before they won the Super Bowl the first time? I bet you Philly fans wouldn't say a damn word because they already had a Super Bowl and he didn't.
Sure.
Tough to say, man. Tough to say.
It's got to be a little extra motivation for Reid, I would imagine. It's lost on Philly. There's nothing exciting for them to try and win this game a little more because they're going against Andy Reid. I think that time has passed. But as a man, when you get let go from a position like being the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, you want to prove yourself, which he's done with that ring, as you mentioned. But I would really be excited if I was him to get this opportunity to get that second ring because, again, like you said, he's only had the one while they've had one since he's been gone. So this will set him apart and really kind of rub it in. You shouldn't have let me go, guys.
At the end of the day, I think it's mutual. I think they have respect for each other. I don't think there's an edge for one team or the other, or Reid's trying to get one over. Reid knows he failed. He failed at getting the Super Bowl. But big picture, he was a huge success in Philadelphia, and I think there's no hard feelings. I like where both teams are going. As much as maybe we love to make things out of anything, really. Andy Reid, Philly, oh my goodness, the rivalry, they're back.
Points.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of respect between the two teams, and Andy Reid for Philly, Philly for Andy Reid. There's going to be a loser tonight.
Yeah.
And if it just so happens to be Kansas City, so be it. And if it's Philly that loses, they'll be happy to have gone on this journey, and they'll be happy for Andy Reid. I don't think there's any hard feelings.
Yeah, and win or lose, if you're a fan in Kansas City or a fan in Philadelphia right now, you're really damn happy with who your head coach is right now. There's a lot of teams that lost their head coaches this year. There's a lot of teams that most of their fans would love to get rid of their head coaches. Hell, in Detroit, we got one of the most beloved coaches in the NFL, and half of the city was trying to chase him off halfway through the season. So when you get a guy like Sirianni and you get a guy new school like Nick or old school like Andy, when you have one of those guys, win or lose, as long as you're competing and they're on that trajectory, both of these franchises have to be real, real happy. We got a Philly guy here, one of the managers here at the beautiful Flight Club down here in Inkster, which is where we are doing a watch party. So if you're a Super Bowl fan, a football fan, or a Woodward sports fan, you should come down here and hang out with us. We're here all night.
Get out of here, man. So, what are we doing here?
Well, so while you're annoyed with that thing, are you pulling for Kansas City today? Are you pulling for Philadelphia today? Where does your heart lie today, Adam?
My heart lies in Detroit.
Well, sure. But you naturally catch yourself rooting for somebody.
If I'm honest, I'll look in the camera. I'll look straight in the camera, and I'll tell all of you as honest as I can be, I don't give a single fuck about this game. I don't care about the Chiefs. I don't care about the Eagles. Fuck them all. At the end of the day, I want to be doing a pregame show about the Lions, hopefully in a game like this one day, but I don't have a dog in the race. I don't know how you want me to say. I don't care. If Kansas City wins, I'll be happy. If Philly wins, I'll be happy. If they both fuck, I don't know what happens. They go to overtime, they win by 40, they lose by 40. I'm going to be eating pizza, wings, having drinks, and not giving a single fuck.
Yeah, that sounds really good. We're both going to be doing that. All right, well, so we'll Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom this heart out of here. Now, what does the analysts say? We got a 1.5-point spread. Give me your straight-up prediction. And not that it matters much with a 1.5, but what would you do if you were a betting man today?
If I'm a betting man today, I look at the line. 1.5 points for Philly. Wow. Talented team. Most talented in the NFL, you could argue. And that's all great. Who's got the better coach? Who's got the better quarterback? If I'm a betting man, Andy Reid. Are you kidding me? Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. That's who I get. I'm taking Andy Reid in the money line. I'm taking the points. I'm taking everything. I'm taking Kansas City all the way. Give me a final score, 31-27.
Wow, you nearly stole what I had going on there.
I apologize.
while we take a look at the talent here at the Flight Club, you guys, what else would you be doing on Super Bowl Sunday? They got great food, great drinks, and lots of talent. You'll be watching talent on stage and on screen. But for me, I would say I'm looking at a really, really close one here. I got the 33 and the 3 and the 2 square in some squares today, so I'm going 33-32. A little weird one.
Ooh,
maybe a doink
is that a scoregami?
Or a doink.
Are we getting a scoregami today?
Scoregami, baby.
If that's a scoregami, that's I believe a plus 2,000. If you bet on scoregami to happen in the Super Bowl today, by the way. If you want to talk about weird prop bets.
I do want to talk about weird prop bets. Maybe not yet, but I love that one.
You're asking the analyst. I get the quarterback. I get the coach. I get a team that's been there, done that. I get 2 premier edge rushers, Frank Clark and Chris Jones. I got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, one of the 3 greatest tight ends ever. I mean, come on, Philly's nice. They're not nice. They're excellent. They're amazing. That's all great. But football, man, tough for me to pick against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. It's very, very hard for me.
It's tough for me as well, and I'm not going to do it. So we are in unison when it comes down to Kansas City coming out on top today. I just think that this is the Experience Bowl. And normally you see 2 teams that haven't been there ever or in a long-ass time.
We do this with Saban. Whenever Nick Saban is an underdog, everybody laughs, and we all jump on betting Nick Saban's teams.
Yeah.
Because the idea that you can have Nick Saban in Alabama in any game, I don't care the circumstance, as an underdog, free money.
Yeah, I
free
like
money.
that. Yes.
95% win rate.
And we already saw what happened when you gave the Chiefs some bulletin board material last week. Now you're going to come in and say that they're a 1.5 dog. I like I like those odds, man. I would not want to doubt Mr. Mahomes anytime, especially on Super Bowl Sunday. Now he's 1-2. We get it, but this is his legacy moment. And you got a guy in Jalen Hurts who's just getting there for the first time. He's got to take his licks. He's got to earn his stripes. He's got to learn how to win and get to that next level. And I don't think it's today. I think that Pat Mahomes, this is his day of destiny. He knows that if he wants to continue on the trajectory to be a quarterback that challenges Tom Brady as one of the best of all time, he's got to win one, and it's got to be today. He can't be 1-3 in his first 6 years.
Look, you know what? I don't believe that.
No?
No. I think you can be whatever record, fuck it, I don't care.
Everybody's compared to Brady from now on. I mean,
Good
one
luck.
of my prop bets is how many times he's going to be mentioned and how quickly.
He's not allowed to be compared to Brady until he wins number 2 and then number 3.
Okay, fair. And that's the deal, is he has to win 2
then
to be in the same book.
Then you can talk to me about Brady.
So
right now you can talk to me about Rodgers, Manning, Marino, Elway. You can even bring up Montana. And I would put him above Montana in my rankings. I have Mahomes as high as 2 all-time already.
Wow.
But you don't get to be in that conversation until you give me a little
something. He's got to win 2. He's got to jump past everybody at 1. He's got to win 2. Absolutely.
And then when he wins the 3rd, if he ever does, he'll cement himself as the 2nd greatest, even though I already think he is.
But let's look at history here. You've got Tom Brady, who won 3 out of his first 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But he only won 3 out of his first 8, okay? So now we're in year 6 for Mr. Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes ends up winning this game tonight, he's now got 2 in his first 6 years. That puts him very much within the realm. All he's got to do is win another one over the next 2 seasons, and he's right on pace.
I
now,
hate the legacy
Nobody's
stuff.
going to do the 7 championships. Let's get that
We say that, but
somebody's he's got to get to 3, and I'll tell you, if he goes 1-3 in his first 6 years, he's going to have that hanging over him as a professional.
1-2.
No, he lost.
He lost to
2.
Tampa. No, he lost to Tampa.
He lost to. Oh, I'm sorry. He lost to Tom Brady.
Tom Brady in the
he's lost to Tom
in
Brady
the AFC
twice.
title game
Yes.
and in the Super Bowl.
My bad. He's lost to Brady twice. So yeah, but still, even 1 out of his first 3, it's great that you've been there 3 different times, Mr. Mahomes. But you got to win. Otherwise, now that everybody's talking about the torch being handed over to Jalen Hurts.
The torch, no, if I'm honest. And whoever says the torch could be handed to Hurts, where the fuck is Mahomes going?
No, you're right.
He's got 10
but
more
you know
years.
That's what they're going to be talking about.
Oh, well, they're wrong.
Agreed.
Well, I'll tell you now, they're
Agreed.
wrong.
I agree with
because
you.
Hurts can win, and that's great, and that is amazing.
Now get back 2
but
more
his
times.
legacy is still to be defined and proven. We don't know enough yet.
Sure.
I've seen 5 straight AFC title games. How about Hurts gives me that before we talk about passing the baton? I'm gonna pass on that. But look, let's take a break. When we get back,
let's take a break.
I wanna bring I wanna bring this show back in a little bit. I want to talk about head to head, offense, defense, special teams. I want to go through it all. Who has the advantages?
Pretty awesome comparisons.
Who has the advantages? Who has the disadvantages? We'll do all that and more coming up in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. Adam Anson, live from the Flight Club, Woodward Sports. We'll see you guys in just a minute.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
All right, Super Bowl 57 pregame show live. Woodward Sports, woodwardsports.com. Anson Wells, Adam Beydoun.
Where are we right now?
French Tequila Flight Club. Are
Man.
you kidding me? Cantera Negra Tequila. My goodness, this is a lot. This is a lot. Cheers,
I started
by the
off
way.
with La
Cheers,
French
buddy.
here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move up to Cantera Negra here. From the vodka to the tequila.
I won't lie to you. Not much of a drinker. On occasion.
Super Bowl's an occasion.
What I am is an addicted smoker. I have a problem. And I'm going to acknowledge it on the show because, this is what we do. It's better to just admit you got a problem,
Now, do you have a hookah in your car? You have one in your backpack. You do have one in your backpack, don't you?
Give me a second.
Everybody at home, if you love seeing Adam hit the hookah
I got the tongs.
on the show,
I got the tongs. I got the charcoal. I've got everything.
Now, do you prefer it in an orange? Because I've seen it in pineapples.
Orange heads are delicious.
Yeah, what's your preference?
I am a orange head, white mint, white gummy bear is also a good one. Let's see, grape mint is a good one. I smoke any and fucking everything. I'm a big cigar guy too.
Real creative tops I've seen
Yeah,
out
but
of
it's
coconuts.
kind of overrated.
Okay,
I mean, that's all for show.
Yeah.
It
No
doesn't-
taste?
No,
Not so
a
much?
little bit,
A little
but you're getting the tobacco in the damn thing. You're
Yeah.
filling it with tobacco, so
This is true.
That's overwhelming everything. So it doesn't matter if it's a pineapple, my asshole. It doesn't matter what you're putting it in. You're putting tobacco at the end of the day.
See,
So.
I prefer putting something else in it, but that gets costly. It's a large top.
Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go. This is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing. But we
Super
are
Bowl
live.
Sunday.
Super Bowl 57, man. I can't wait.
I'm a little
I can't
distracted.
Wait.
How about
what do
you?
Very.
Yeah.
Very distracted.
Yeah.
What do you typically do on the Super Bowl? What's the go-to dinner? Is there dessert? What does the Anson Wells household look like for Super Bowl?
I think that, the go-to is some dude's putting together the party. He's got the Super Bowl squares. And then it's a spread. You got to have hot dogs and burgers because somebody's going to bitch, Somebody definitely brought their vegan girlfriend. So you have to have a couple of like a veggie tray, some ranch. You've got to have a diverse variety of beers, of course. Lots of blunt wraps. Lots of Detroit area grown medical cannabis, and maybe a hookah if your friend Adam is joining you. And honestly,
it is all hookahs at my house, man.
It's always just a collection of people,
pizza, wings,
talking
standard
shit, pizza, wings. Everybody bringing in a little bit of hodgepodge. It's really a collective experience.
Well, this year we'll be doing it at my parents' house. My dad. We're going to be setting up outside. He's got a
barbecue
garage. And garage kind of looks like a house on the inside. It's ridiculous. You know how Arabs are.
I know. I've been learning a lot about that lately.
It's an Arab thing. Our garages, our houses, our basements, our houses.
But the garage is a kitchen. It's just it's really the main kitchen.
That was back in the day. Now the garage it's a full dining set for a lot. It's a lounge basically. You got the heater, you got the cards table, you got the TV, you got everything in it now.
Okay.
You got a refrigerator, you got everything.
So it's the fam cave.
It's the fam/dad cave.
Okay.
Give my dad credit on that one.
Fair. I give your dad lots of credit. I bet he's got the gift of gab.
My dad's an interesting man. If you ever met him,
I look forward
is
to that.
Very interesting. But let's get back to the Super Bowl a little bit. Off the rails.
How about fantasy side of this thing?
You know what? To be honest with you, as someone that has never missed the playoffs in fantasy, I don't know how to gauge in the postseason. I've never been good at it.
Oh, you mean like when you're selecting? Yeah.
Once we get to the wild card and on, and you're picking, who would you take? This guy, that guy, prop, this, that. It's
never
kind of
well myself.
Kind of beyond me.
Never done well myself in the post regular season playoff.
I do bet well though. I do bet well.
I bet, and that's why your smart money today is on Kansas City. But you were talking matchups, and I naturally go to fantasy when we're doing that. This matchup between these two teams. Super comparable on almost every level. You're talking obviously about the two quarterbacks that we've hit on ad nauseum at this point. And trust us, guys, you're going to hear plenty more about these two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks today during the game. But let's break it down beyond the Kelsey twins or the Kelsey brothers. Let's talk about the differences at running back here. Let's talk about the matchups at wide receiver. Let's talk about the two great tight ends today, the two top 5 offensive lines today, the defenses today. Who do you like on each side of the ball at these different spots?
The offensive line, it has to be the Eagles.
Yeah, but not by much, right? Or are they just on another shelf, another level from 2 through 5?
I think their one is just so much better.
Yeah.
I just think Lane Johnson is the best among the bunch. Creed
Humphreys
is amazing, but I can't. I got to give the small edge to the Philly offensive line, but the defensive line, I think.
Just a small edge, though.
Yes.
Okay.
But this is where things become a problem.
Sure.
Because I go to the defensive line. That's the conversation. Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, Jordan Davis, and Ndamukong Suh.
Quite a few.
Frank Clark.
Quite a few.
Chris Jones. Where do you lean here? A lot of people give this Philly pass rush a lot of credit. KC? No?
Well, the interesting thing is both these teams like to run out of the nickel quite a bit, and what you're able to see out of Kansas City is being very successful out of their base offense. And you got these two very nondescript names in Frank and Chris. These guys are terrorizers. You can run your scheme without really overcompensating from your linebacking core or from your secondary crew. You don't have to worry about these other parts of your defense making up for a lack of a defensive line. You can set it and forget it with these front four for Kansas City, but the terrorizing ability of Philly's front many is another thing. I think that it allows Philly to take more chances, where it allows Kansas City to stay a little bit more regimented and conservative. And I think that that's a very important thing for Kansas City today, because if you start getting a little too ahead of yourself, they're not a high blitzing team. If they start doing these things to change what they got them here, just in response to Jalen Hurts, I think that's where they find problems.
I have played this game in my head more times than I should have.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I think the biggest problem I have is these are the two best teams in the NFL.
They truly are.
And you know what? I'm not going to be the jackass that sits up here and says, this team is better. You know what? They're both fucking great.
Yep.
And you know what? They can both make plays on the defensive line at any time. The offensive lines are capable. They both have tight ends that are very good. Obviously, Kelsey better than Goddard. They both wide receivers. Yes, you could say the better receiving core is in Philly, but damn it, Valdez-Scantling shows up. Juju Smith shows up. They all show up. The running back committee. Miles Sanders in Philly, sure, nice. Bart Scott, nice. Situational. But then I got to deal with Isaiah Pacheco, unbelievable physical runner. Jared McKinnon out of the backfield, can run, mostly receive. Watch out for that. These are just the two best teams, man. I'm looking at the screen right now. I am so very excited.
Yeah, their running games are super similar. You've got Gainwell and McKinnon, both guys that are tremendous catching the ball. I mean, Gainwell led college his last year in receptions. Then you got the guys up front that can do a little bit of everything and are game breakers in terms of Pacheco, as you mentioned, as well as Miles Sanders. And then you got the forgotten guys, Boston Scott, who was barely even an afterthought in his draft, versus a first-round guy in my man Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We don't know what we're going to see from these two teams in terms of their running game. You get a little bit of everything. It's something you can't really scheme for. The tight end game, now you're looking at the best in the business in terms of Travis Kelce, going up against one of the best young tight ends in Dallas Goedert. Now, the interesting thing, I don't know if you knew this, but Philly has not allowed a touchdown to the tight end for 11 straight games. So something's got to give here. That's for certain. But these two guys, they're both playmakers. You can compare them. I think where the big advantage comes because the defenses are similar. The offensive lines are similar. Tremendous, again, possibly future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You got Juju Smith, really, which is the class of a large wide receiving room for Kansas City versus two of the top young wide receivers in the game and in Philly. Now, what I'm worried about for Kansas City is the loss of McCole Hardman because by and large, these two teams are both very healthy. But what I saw to McCole Hardman was his high level of usage and success in the red zone for this team throughout the whole season. And now you've got a game where not only are you playing a great defense, but you're also going to be playing catch up and staying with this offense of Philly. So where do you see that coming into play for these two teams? Do you think that that's something that can really hurt Kansas City?
Yes, but Andy Reid has 2 weeks to figure out how am I going to protect Mahomes? How are we going to get, quote, easy scores, easy first downs? What does Philly do well that we want to stay away from? I just got to believe, and I don't mean to be bullish or disregard Philly, but I just really believe Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not worried about all the problems that Philly does bring to the table. They do. Philly, if they win, it wouldn't shock me one bit.
Nope.
But I have to believe Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes have more solutions ready than Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, and that entire squad in Philly.
I would second that, and that's that experience quotient. When you've been into the big game the way that they have, when you've won and lost, just the whole playbook and history of Andy Reid in this NFL, it just has to lend, an advantage to them. And I think when things get real tight, because we could see a 19-17 ball game, just as likely as we could see a 27-30 or one of those ball games. And at that point, unless something crazy happens, I see this one being super tight. And when it comes down to being super tight, I want the super experienced.
I'll tell you what, I have one doubt in Kansas City. One doubt. That Philly secondary, to me, is the game changer. It's not the pass rush. It's none of it. But if I'm Patrick Mahomes and I got to deal with all these problems in front of me, and you tell me that Gardner Johnson, Darius Slay and company, Valdez-Scantling's not open. Well, neither is Juju Smith.
And no McCole Hardman.
And no McCole Hardman. And nobody's getting separation out there. Oh, wait, and Travis Kelce's double-teamed by a linebacker and the safety.
Are we going to hear Sky Moore's name called today?
Somebody has to get separation
Agreed.
and step up at the wide receiver position. That is the one pause I have. And that, to me, is how Philly wins this game. Press coverage, get in their faces, don't let them get off the line of scrimmage, make Sky Moore, make one of these nobodies beat you. Don't let Travis Kelce get 13 for $170.
Yeah.
Don't let Scantling go for 6 for 90. Don't. Eliminate the big plays, which I think Philly are capable of doing. That's why I have it as a 31-27 game. I think it's going to come down to which quarterback makes the mistake. And I'm going to put my money on Mahomes not making it.
Yeah, I like that money. He's been a consistently conservative quarterback when it comes to turning over the ball. He doesn't do it a whole lot. Now, I will say this.
Neither does Hurts, though.
No, neither one does. Now, Kansas City, we've seen them hit a wall on occasion where their offense just doesn't work at all. I don't see this being that game, but that defense of Phillies certainly has the firepower and the scheme to be able to frustrate Kansas City. And Kansas City, I feel like if they find themselves down early in this game, could be a real problem for them. Whereas I feel that Philly is kind of just young again and dumb enough where if they're down, they know they've got the weapons to get back in this game, and they can get back into this game with the quickness. At the same time, though, if it's a close game, I think that Philly's run game is going to be instrumental in being able to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. If they don't do that, then you're probably looking at Mahomes and those last couple of minutes going down the field for that go-ahead victory. I don't think this thing's going to be far apart at any point during this game. I think it's going to be close down to the end. That's what it's been billed as. That's what we've been blessed with in terms of these two matchups. Could have been a few different teams. Glad they didn't get here. I'm glad we got this matchup.
I'm glad we got the matchup. I want your honest opinion on one thing and one thing only before we take a quick break. Hurts, Mahomes. Really, they don't turn the ball over. Young secondary in Kansas City. Very experienced and polished up secondary in Philly. Do you see Patrick Mahomes falling apart in the Super Bowl because finally the Tyreek Hill element doesn't finally actually catches up to him?
That's my biggest concern. I think if this game's close, that Kansas City wins. If it's not close, I think that Kansas City could really find themselves in that problem where they're playing from behind, trying to do too much on offense, and they don't have the receiving firepower to go downfield. If you can clamp down and double-team Kelsey and take him out of this game, and you don't have the advantage of being able to run the ball because it's close, now you're looking at Juju Smith and who else? You know, Sky Moore, are you going to step up? Are you going to be the guy that they hopefully drafted you to be? Marquez Valdez-Scantling, we know what this guy is. He's a bit of a field stretcher. But that field stretcher is at its best advantage when you think they're running the ball, when you can take that pop down the field and it succeeds. Otherwise, if you take the running game away from Kansas City early and you know that you're not going to be able to go to Travis Kelce that much because this is a team that stops the tight end, now you're really looking at the weakness of this Kansas City team of what you're being dependent on to win. And that is this exact scenario where I see Kansas City losing.
All right, well, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll wrap up the final half hour. Score predictions, Super Bowl MVP predictions, prop bets, player bets, you name it, we got it. What color Gatorade are they going to be dropping?
Some booty and some hot wings.
How can you not? All that
Flight
coming
Club,
up in
go.
just a few minutes live. Woodward Sports from Flight Club for the Super Bowl pregame show. We'll see you guys in just a minute.
And a miraculous catch.
Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Oh my goodness. To the left, to the left, to the left. Guys, I swear, this is hilarious. We're back, we're alive. Anson just completely died. So you're stuck with me now and you're stuck with Stick. So we're back live from the Flight Club. Woodward Sports, Super Bowl 57.
Shout out to Rogelio, maiden voyage on the TD.
Yelling at me. By the way, Raj, just so you know, nobody yells at me when I'm doing a show. You're not Fish. Only Fish gets to do that shit. Having said that.
I'm just happy to be here.
All right.
Both teams, I hope they play hard. But, yeah, this is...
Anson asked me this. Like, hey, who do you want to win? I don't give a fuck. I want Detroit to be in a Super Bowl,
I want
man.
Kansas City to win.
Yeah?
I do. What's
the better storyline?
The Patrick Mahomes, is he on his way to being the greatest of all time? You know, that, like, I want to live that for the next couple
10
years. Yeah, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
He's made his 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years, the youngest to ever do it, younger than Tom Brady. It's a fun storyline that you can play with for a long time, but the Jalen Hurts storyline is great, you know. And
what does it mean for the Lions?
Nothing.
Win or lose?
Nothing,
right?
Absolutely nothing.
That's going to be a problem to deal with for the next 5-10 years, whether you want to be good or not.
Yeah, I mean, do you want the Eagles to win? Maybe.
Cares?
Then they got to max out Jalen Hurts, and then hopefully that hurts them in the end. But
I think they pay him either way.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to.
You have to. And it's – I don't know if he's as good as Build, because I think the team is complete, and that's why I'm so big on, like, let the Lions build a complete team.
And then worry about it.
And then throw in a good quarterback. Not a great one, a good quarterback.
I don't know how I feel about this because I'm a big, character guy. You gotta check off a few boxes for me. But Super Bowl 57, Kelsey brothers going up at it. I talked about this with Anson for a little bit. The secondary in Philly, the pass rush in Philly, they got a lot of solutions to whatever Andy Reid has dialed up. Mm-hmm. But I told him, 31-27, I still got the Chiefs, man.
Oh, yeah, you like the Chiefs. I mean,
how do you
they're
not?
The team to beat, right? They're the ones that potentially could have won back-to-back a couple years ago, ran into a buzzsaw in Tampa Bay. They're hungry. They want to get back. So many weapons. Andy Reid, the Eric Bieniemy saga. Why isn't he a head coach? This is why. He wants to hang, like, why mess with something that works? You know, you hope Ben Johnson is in kind of the same mindset for the Lions. I just want to be here with Dan Campbell. You know, I'm okay being an OC. Sometimes people understand that their role is
Josh
the role
McDaniels,
that they can play.
You even saw Schwartz at a period of time. I just think it depends on success. They're winning, at the highest level. I don't think they have an issue, but
Anson. Oh, never mind. He's talking to the... She's our waitress. She is not a dancer. But, by the way, we are live at the Flight Club. I just ordered us a bunch of food.
Hell yeah.
We got coconut shrimp coming.
Ooh.
We got wings coming. We got all types of stuff. Darren McCarty still hanging out.
I see him.
You got to shout out La French. They are here giving us some nice beverages. And then Cantera Negra, the tequila. And you know what? I saw the guy. People are always rambling in our chat.
About?
Saying that those are 2 bottles that we can't open. It's like, no, we can open them. We just wanted to put them on display for you. But
they are nice bottles.
We'll open them.
Now
I just can't leave with it.
If
though.
you
That's
go to
the problem.
if you go to my man cave, if you want to call my basement the man cave,
yeah,
I've got about 14 unopened bottles of liquor, and they're there for show.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't drink them. I have my go-to whiskey, and I drink Heineken for the most part.
Well, if you watch any of the Lions post games, you understand that I drink them.
Yes,
I like to drink them, all of them. And I don't
You
discriminate.
don't discriminate.
I'm a whiskey guy. Like, by nature, I'm a whiskey guy. But when you put a beautiful tequila in front of me, I'm not going to say no. When you put a smooth vodka like this, like we're drinking it on the rocks with lime. Fantastic.
Simple life. Super Bowl 57. How far are the Lions, Stick? I got to ask you because I haven't done a show with you in a minute.
Oh, God.
You look at Philly, you look at KC, they're so complete in different areas. How far away is it?
Next year.
In the NFC.
If the Lions would have gotten Philly's run to the Super Bowl this year and they made the playoffs, you don't think they'd be in the Super Bowl? if the Lions had to play 6-string Christian McCaffrey at quarterback for the 49ers, and they got New York, which they already handled during the regular season, if they had that same route,
I think they would have lost
the Lions
to Philly
would be,
eventually.
I'm saying the Lions had the
if
same
they were
route
swapped,
as Philly.
they're probably in, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, if Philly can get there with that schedule, why couldn't it be the Lions next year? They should have been in it this year. And you hear Jared Goff talking about it like he was sitting at home understanding that, man, if we were in this right now, we would have beat this team, we would have beat this team. The 49ers were the only team I was honestly worried about.
What if I told you you have the second best quarterback in the NFC? Would you believe me?
I'd been championing that for years. You know, you don't have to convince me about Jared Goff. Everybody else, but not
What
this
if I
guy.
told you have the second, but if I'm honest, I would say the third best roster in the NFC going into next season, and I'm taking into account Holmes probably hits a few home runs.
You have to take that. If that comes true, if they get viable starters out of the first round, 2 viable starters, then they're
I think it's
right
happening.
in the mix.
I think it's happening. I think they're on the right track. Do I think they're a Super Bowl team? I don't know, because I don't know about the coach yet.
They're in the fight.
But I think in the NFC, it's open, man. If they were in the AFC, fuck, we'd be having a different conversation.
I agree.
But they're in the NFC.
But they're
That's
still
the
in
reality.
that conversation, though.
I think there's still a lot of work to be done. They need a corner. They need 2, actually.
They need a defense.
They need
Besides the defensive line, they need a defense.
Yeah, they need linebackers, corners. I love the safeties. I love the idea of Tracy Walker coming back next year. So I think the Lions are close, man. I think the North is theirs. I think that's the crazy part. Everybody agrees with this now.
That's what Swaggy says, and I don't want to disagree with Swaggy.
How can you not?
We learned about the Vikings. Frauds. The Bears have a running back at quarterback and a horrible defense. They're never getting better. And then the Packers, it's going to matter what happens to Aaron Rodgers.
Even
when
if he's
high
back,
as
you
hell.
saw what they were this year with him. I'm not taking them serious. I don't think the Vikings were frauds. I think the 11-0 in one-possession games was an anomaly, and it made them better than what you guess you can call fraud.
It's a fraud.
But no, I thought they were a good team, though. I still think Minnesota's good.
Give them credit for what they did, but at the end of the day, they did get the W. But they weren't the monster that their record made them out to be. Minnesota, and I don't know. I'm so high on the Lions after this season and how they ended 8-2, and how I think them not making the playoffs was a great thing. I think how everything went. They were able to almost end Aaron Rodgers' career in Green Bay. Beautiful win. They got kind of jobbed by the referees, so you can put that on your shoulder, even though I'm not a big blame the referee guy, but that was in a game you had nothing to do with. You couldn't overcome those bad calls, so that's a little bit of a different scenario. And on the upswing, everybody's feeling good. Jared Goff's feeling good. He doesn't have to be the world beater. He's just got to run the offense. That's it. And you saw him in the Pro Bowl. Did you see him in the Pro Bowl challenge? He came out hot hitting those targets, man. We got to be proud of Jared Goff. I hope he rolls through tonight. Could you imagine Jared Goff at the Flight Club just hanging out?
I mean, he's got the Flight Club at home, if we're honest here. But
that's all right. Bring her too, man.
I mean,
ladies love the gentlemen's clubs.
Why not?
I've brought plenty of dates to gentlemen's clubs, and it
That is
always
bold of
goes
you.
well.
That is bold of you.
It's not as big of a deal as people think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, girls have fun. That's
it. King over here. What do I say? I don't have half the stories you have, probably.
No, but we can make some tonight.
Hope my wife's watching. All right, moving on. Back to the Super Bowl.
Sorry, almost broke my neck.
All
there.
good. Andy Reid. We talk about, you know, it's funny. We talk about success in Detroit. The guy hadn't had, quote, the pinnacle success all his career up until Mahomes, and they finally won it. And now he's the best and all this stuff. He's been consistent from day one. Yeah. He's been elite. He's gotten to title games. He's gotten to Super Bowls. Here he is now against his former team. You think he's playing for something, or no, it's just a game he's trying to win the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Andy Reid, that's what makes him so tough to, no pun intended, to read. As stupid as that sounds. Because he is a goofy guy, right? He always seems like he's just like, ho-hum, I'm just lucky to be here. But then he's like a mad scientist, too, at the same time. So I think he's been here so many times that it's not a big deal to him. But at the same time, anytime you can win a Super Bowl, this is what it's all about. This is why you play the game. So he's going to bring out everything that he has. And you got to be an Andy Reid fan, just all the way around, from the big Hawaiian shirts in the off season to just being an everyday dude. Like Andy Reid could be your uncle. And,
I would love for him to be my uncle.
He's not some polished athlete out there. Like
not a Bill Belichick.
Or a Dan Campbell. He's not a Dan Campbell, right? Not a former big guy, but then you see him when he was 13 years old in that punt, pass, and kick competition.
My God. Oh, my God.
Andy Reid is a monster.
70 yards, right?
I don't even remember. All I remember was he was a LaFrench bottle, and every other kid was this Cantor Negra. Like, that's
insane.
Like, he was so tall compared to them.
You know, you brought up Dan. I got to ask you. 1-6, ready to blow my fucking mind out.
I know you were. I was at some point.
Frustrated as hell. But you know what? 8-2 down the stretch. I don't know if that gets him out of the clear, but it's something I've never seen a Detroit Lions football coach do. Not that they didn't win 8 of 10. Teams can do that.
Right.
But they won 8 of 10 convincingly, and out of their 2 losses, Carolina was bad, but they played Buffalo to the final fucking snap.
Yep.
That was a 10-game stretch where they're one of the 5 best teams in the NFL. I don't remember, outside of when the Lions started maybe 5-0 that one year, where I thought they were one of the 5 best teams in the NFL. And they have a 9-8 record. Come on. What am I supposed to say?
To me, there was just a turning point where Dan Campbell learned. Like, we were waiting for it to happen. Those 4th down calls, to me, that was my biggest bitch forever. You know that.
Field goal attempts.
A 12-year-old playing Madden wouldn't make those mistakes because you know the Madden gods are going to crush you.
Get in your own way.
Exactly. And I've kind of figured out why he was doing it. He just had the wrong philosophy. He thought by, taking those extreme measures, you were helping your team. But he was really putting his team in a bad position, and it was ending up hurting his team.
To a team that couldn't afford to overcome
Correct.
those.
But in his head, he had to do those things to overcome those. So it's like a catch-22, right? But once he started becoming a good game manager, the Lions just went insane. They simplified the defense. You know, they got rid of their defensive coordinator.
They benched Okudah.
Okudah played a couple good games. I mean, there was like a 2 or 3 game stretch where I was like, this is why they drafted him at 3, but then, you know, whatever. I don't know. Was he what? Either way, let's not get on. We're having a good conversation about the upswing.
I have to. I'm an asshole. I can't.
But yeah, they had a good stretch, and to me, it all became that Dan Campbell learned how to just not put his team in bad positions.
Not putting your team in 4th and 9 against New England. Why?
Against
third-string quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Read the room here.
Exactly.
But he grew up finally, and then they didn't just beat teams; they pummeled them. Jacksonville playoff team, New York playoff team, coach of the year in New York. I saw a coach who down the stretch, I'm not sure how he did it, to be honest with you. Usually coaches have a philosophy. You look at Sirianni, it's the mentality.
Right.
It's the open communication. With Andy Reid, it's the offense. It's the brilliance. I don't know what Campbell is, but I'm fucking here for the ride now.
I'm in. I mean, it's almost like you're happy about that 6-year contract. 7 games into the season, you're like, 6 years of this guy. But now you're like, okay, it's only been 2. Look at the strides they made. I want to see this guy before we start having to worry about re-signing him. I want him to play out at least 4 years. And then we can figure out where we go with Dan Campbell. But to me, he's been the guy, man. For anybody to reestablish the culture to establish a culture in Detroit.
Reestablish the Patricia culture, boys.
Exactly.
Here we go.
There was no reestablish. He established a culture, and he did something that I've never seen done in my lifetime. He made the Lions a desirable location to be at.
I don't know what to say to that. I don't, because I've never seen it. So
Right.
I don't have a historical book I can go back and say, this is how it turned out, or this is how it could turn out.
Right.
I just don't know. I'm going to let it play out. All I know is for sure, Stick, they can't start 1-6 next year.
No.
They gotta come out strong, be at least average, good, and then try to get hot down the stretch and do what you did down the stretch with the 10-game.
Undefeated at home, 50% on the road. That's how you get to the playoffs.
That's how you get a wild card, or excuse me, that's how you get a bye week.
Yeah.
Geez, undefeated at home would be nice.
Yep.
We talk about teams in the NFC. You see Philadelphia on your screen? You've got
sure
Philadelphia. You got Philly. I think they're legit next year.
Yeah,
I think
for
Dallas
sure.
have a ton of questions. The Giants still have they're a rebuild in New York.
I know you hate Mike McCarthy. What do you think about them getting rid of Kellen Moore and then keeping Mike McCarthy to call the plays?
I got to give Mike McCarthy credit. I think he's won more games than I thought he would. That's not saying much, but they missed their chance on Sean Payton, man. They missed their shot, and they're going to regret it. And Jerry Jones, to this day, doesn't want to have a coach who is bigger than him. And that'll always be why the Dallas Cowboys, who, by the way, since 2000, same amount of NFC title games we've played in as you guys, by the way. Fuck you, Dallas. Anyways.
Yeah, you're not America's team. Never were.
Never
Sorry.
will be.
I'm American, and you are not my team.
But that's just the reality. I look at the NFC, the Niners. I don't know what's going on at quarterback. Kittle, injury prone. Debo, injury prone. McCaffrey, injury prone. I'm not relying on him. Stafford, with that offensive line, they're not going to do much next year. Kyler Murray, good luck.
Right.
I look at the NFC stick. It's there for the Lions, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It's there for them to take.
Yep. Just can't Lions it up. that's the bad. You know, that's the PTSD Lions fan in me. It's like, yeah, it is right here for us, but you still got to complete the job.
You got to go out. You got to win the games.
You got to do it. You got to go do it.
And you got to prove that your coach can out-coach the big guys, the big guns. What do we talk about Philly right now? Oh, well, their path to the Super Bowl, the Lions could have gone to – well, yeah, because he didn't coach against anybody like an Andy Reid.
Nope.
He didn't play any team that was as good as the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nope.
And now you're going to find out about Nick Sirianni tonight.
Yeah, and hand it to the Eagles. Like, the Lions are in this perpetual rebuild. The Eagles won a Super Bowl, tore down the complete team.
We're 4-13 when they hired Sirianni.
And now they're back in the Super Bowl again. It's just like
Same year
that's
as
how
Campbell.
fast it can happen in the NFL.
And that's, I think, why I'm always a fucking asshole. Is because I see every team.
Oh, that's why?
Multiple reasons. But I see teams every year, Stick.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
I know.
Fuck's sake. Every year. But
Doug
there's
Peterson.
Always, that's why I don't have patience, because I see everybody else doing it except my goddamn team. Can we do it for once? They got close this year to doing it after a horrible start. Next year, man, NFC North. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And you know what? I'm excited for the draft. Like, the NFL does such a good job of keeping their product relevant. You know, a month after this, we're talking draft. Like, and we're almost there. And then once they add those pieces, now we're going to hypothesize about what they're going to do.
This is the text I get from Fish.
That's
what I deal with.
I love you, Fish.
Love you, Fish.
Love you, Fish. Wish you were here. Fish would be a lot of fun
Fish
here.
would be on that fucking stage right now.
I would definitely throw singles on
I would
Fish.
pay to see Fish strip. I know that sounds weird, but I would pay to see it.
It does sound weird.
It sounds weird, but I have a relationship with Fish. None of you understand. Leave me alone. Let me be me. All right? Moving on.
Fish
we'll
is a
take a
legend.
break. When we get back, we'll wrap up this whole show live from Flight Club. Super Bowl 57. Sean Payton on the screen, soon to be the Denver Broncos head coach. Kickoff less than an hour away, excuse me. I can't wait.
We'll be back for the watch party, too.
Watch party coming
Food's
up.
over there with Darren. So
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Super Bowl watch party.
Flight Club,
Woodward
great
Sports.
food.
I can't wait.
Come to Flight Club.
Come hang out.
We'll be right
back.
Woodward Sports, your number one online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
All right, we're back. Super Bowl 57 live pregame show, baby. Flight Club. Adham Beydoun here. And let me tell you guys, it's been a pleasure all football season with all of you at home. I just got to take some time to say it. Thank you so much from preseason, from even the draft, all the way till now, and what we'll do continue moving forward. I just want to say thank you to everybody at home. It is appreciated as always. We're back. Stick, Adam. Stick.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Mahomes, Hurts.
Mahomes.
Who do you got?
Mahomes.
All day.
The Detroit Tiger, Mahomes. I think a lot of people forget that.
I hate that. I
love
hate when
that.
people say that.
I love that.
Oh, the Tigers have a Super Bowl winning quarterback before the Lions. Go fuck all of you.
Congratulations, Tigers. You drafted a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Drives me nuts.
Dude,
Imagine.
What if one day he's like done playing football? He's like, you know what? I want 1 year of baseball.
Oh, go win a World Series for us? That'd be nice.
Or just play. Sell out Comerica Park one night. I would go. I would definitely go.
I'll tell you what. I can't wait for the summers of Comerica Park.
Yes.
Where the Tigers are relevant, man. I truly can't wait.
Well, you're going to be waiting. so you actually can wait because you're going to have to wait.
I know. Well, you got the Chiefs. I'll tell you what. I got the Chiefs 31-27. Tough for me to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Tough for me to bet against Andy Reid. The most important thing, Darius Slay, Gardner Johnson. Stick. If there's one way Philly wins, to me, and I was explaining this to Anson earlier. He's a little slow. Gardner Johnson, Darius Slay, Valdez-Scantling, Juju Smith,
Can they
Sky
do the
Moore.
splits like that?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
But are they going to be able to get separation? I don't know. Travis Kelce's going to get double-teamed. We know that. Who's going to step up for KC? Or are they going to make Mahomes play superhero? If that's the case, damn it, Philly looked really good this game.
I trust Kansas City. I trust that they've been there. Philly does look good. They have a great defense. You got to root for Darius Slay, former Lion. I appreciate that whole story, but Kansas City, man. Kansas City.
No doubts. You're just exuberant confidence over here.
Yeah, and I'd even put it at like a 27-13 game.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No chance for Philly?
No chance.
Out-coached, out-quarterback, everything.
Yes. I mean, they're going to have to turn Jalen Hurts into a passing quarterback, and he's better than Justin Fields, but he's not as good as Jared Goff at throwing the football. Take that going into the game, folks.
Wow.
Discuss that around your nachos.
I can't wait for nachos, pizza, beer, wings.
It's right over there.
Splits,
right,
everything.
Right
Holy
over
hell.
there.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, give me a Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP, you got to go with the one guy, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this is his game for the taking. This is his chance to cement his legacy. You got to go with Patrick Mahomes.
If you're picking,
did we ask Anson who he thinks going to win?
No, we did not.
Anson, get in here.
I'm very curious.
Raj, switch to Adam real quick, and I'll move up.
All right. So I'll just tell you guys because fuck what Stick says. Obviously, it's Mahomes if the Chiefs win, but if the Eagles win, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the MVP. If the Eagles win, and you're gonna love this, if the Eagles win, I think a Philadelphia defensive player will win the award. Shockingly, I know.
Man, Stick lost a whole bunch of weight.
You look like Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to lie.
You know, this is the first time I've ever had facial hair. Because I can never connect shit. So,
well, this is a first for you.
I lost a bet, and here we are.
How old do you think I am?
31.
I'm 29. Ask me when I had a full beard.
42, hey?
Ask me when I could grow a full beard, seriously.
I'm
going to surprise you.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood
I'm going to surprise you.
Well, now I'm guessing late, like 24.
24? Exactly.
Yeah? Man. Yeah.
It took me till 24.
I'm not going to say how old I am, but I still can't really connect stuff because it doesn't go past here. But, you know, one of the things I wanted to ask was whether you were going to go with the status quo and say that the Super Bowl MVP is going to be a quarterback because we got the cream of the crop
I think
here.
for Philly, I think it'll end up being a defensive player if they win it.
Really?
Because I think Gardner Johnson, Darius Slay, somebody is going to have a monster game that wins it for the Eagles. I think the Eagles can only win close by a defensive play. I think the Chiefs can do whatever they want.
Well, you know, Adam, I was going to ask you this exact same question, whether you thought it was going to be the easy pick quarterback or whether it was going to be a special teamer or a defensive player, somebody that changes the course of this game and doesn't allow one of these offenses to take root and to control the game. And I don't see that coming from the Kansas City side. I think that if that happens, it definitely would be from Philly.
Maybe Frank Clark, but it would take a 3.5, 4.5 sack performance, which I don't see happening. To me, I could see Hassan Reddick, a pick 6, 2 forced fumbles, 2 sacks. I could see that. I could see Gardner Johnson, 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, 1 to the house. I can see that.
Now, what about Mr. Snead? That's a guy that can change the game real quick.
I don't see it. Not over Mahomes. I could see Hurts playing okay and Philly winning. I don't see Mahomes playing okay and winning.
For the last 10 years as a bettor and as a personal analyst and now as a professional one, I've always defaulted towards defense as the playoffs progress. You don't normally see shootout Super Bowls. I don't think that the defense is going to be the story tonight. I think that it's going to be punch for punch. It's going to be a heavyweight fight. And both teams, again, we ad nauseum, these guys are stacked up to be the big, heavy hitters in every facet of the game tonight. And I think that we're going to see a game that is played that way. And now, let this conspiracy theorist in me slip out a little bit. What does the NFL want to see here today? Do they want to see a 17-19 game, or do they want to see the 33-31 game? And I know everybody, we all want to see this shootout. We want to see these offenses well-oiled and running efficiently. It's exciting for defense, but if there's a way of tempo that the reffing and the NFL will establish in this game, if you'll buy into that conspiracy type of stuff, I believe that it's going to be a swallow the whistle type of night. Let's see them run. Take the reins off, and let's see what these wild Mustangs can put together.
All right, I love it. You know what? 3 minutes left. We're going to wrap up. Final scores, I already gave them 31-27, 33-32. Nobody confirmed Scorigami, so I don't know. I hope it is. Scorigami would be awesome, but let's do some fun stuff.
Yes, please.
Heads or tails? What are you going with?
Heads, because tails fails.
I, by the way, on Friday did go with heads, just for the record. Okay. I'm going to stick with heads. Right. Gatorade, I went with an orange Gatorade. What are you going with?
I'm going with a clear Gatorade because it's the best. It's the worst odds.
Stupid.
It's the worst odds.
Boo.
I want to win big money there. So now, who is going to have more snaps versus yards? Will Travis Kelce get his 79 yards that he averages, or will his brother Jason Kelce get his 73, and will that be enough to have more snaps than yards by his brother?
Wow, that's a good one. I don't know how to answer that, but I'm gonna depend on Kelce getting the yards receiving.
To win,
Travis,
they got to, right?
Well, not only that, if they're gonna play keep away, give me Travis Kelce.
This prop bet will decide the game, because if Jason gets to be on the field that many times, it means they're running the ball and they're winning.
Damn right.
If Travis Kelce has 80, 100-plus yards, then they've got a great chance to win there.
All
now,
right.
Does Rihanna have a wardrobe malfunction?
No. I'm going to bet no, not like here. I'm definitely going to say no to the wardrobe malfunction.
Spenmo.
But Spencer Raxter, babyface, I can't even look at you. I'm disgusted.
Well, you know what we did with his hair?
I can't even look at you.
You know what we did with his facial hair? We glued it on my face.
Oh, my God.
It stinks.
Oh, my. I don't know how the fuck you guys are watching Big D Energy or Heavyweights. Oh, my God.
So who's the first celebrity that we're going to see after kickoff?
After kickoff, we're going to see, damn it. I don't know. That's a tough one. Who are the options?
Well, Bradley Cooper's way up there.
Oh, Bradley Cooper for sure, the notorious Eagles fan.
I mean, we could see Dr. Jill Biden as well. I mean, there's a whole bunch of Philly
if I see a Biden there. You know what? I'm going to get canceled if I continue. We're done.
Wait. Important question here, okay? The Puppy Bowl. Are you taking Fluff or Rough?
Who? What the fuck is that?
The Puppy Bowl, man. Are you pulling for Team Fluff, or is it going to be Team Rough?
What the fuck is that? I've never heard of this.
Well, the Puppy Bowl is just a bunch of dogs running around. They're laughing in the background. A Puppy Bowl is two different teams of puppies, and they're all rescues, that they give a ball and somebody scores and somebody takes it away and somebody
this
scores
is
the other
why our
way.
country's fucked up. It's shit like this. We let it happen. It's your fault. All of you at home.
All right,
We're done.
120,000 beers is the over-under to be sold. We'll finish it with this.
Over. Fucking Americans, they drink their
120,000?
asses off. Over.
Okay, I like it.
We're out of here. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody at Flight Club. We appreciate it. La French, everybody.
But we're coming back in just 30 minutes.
We'll be live.
That's
we'll be
right.
live again in 30 minutes.
We'll be back.
Come check it out. Watch party. Stick, Anson, the whole team.
We need a booty
We're
break.
We're going to have a great
We
time.
need a booty break here at the Flight Club. Let's go.
We're out of here. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in a half hour.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.